Okay, we're live. What a week, huh? College basketball, first week of January of the college basketball season. It's always, even though you're expecting it, the roller coaster. When you go on a roller coaster ride at the amusement park, and I only did that once in my life, and I never did it again. I was like, I'm never doing this stupid shit again. You're expecting it to be completely insane, and as much as as much as you're expecting, as much as you know it's coming, it always takes you by surprise just a little bit. But I'm okay. I'm cool. I can handle a college basketball season. I've done this before. This is my first rodeo here. Shout out to everyone. Louis Vega, Deer Slayer Ski. It's been a good week. It's been a good year. Overall, the down days will happen. We knew that, and they did. Last week overall was a down week, although I had a nice little bounce back on Friday. Monday was a big winning day. Tuesday was a losing day. And then yesterday was a big winning day, so I'm up for the week, up for the year. We'll see what tonight brings. And who knows what the future holds. This is a handicapping show for the elites. You know what I'm saying? This is not every sports handicapping fan can't handle this show. There's other shows that might be a little bit easier for them to take. For them to deal with. Right? This is for sports handicapping fans with exquisite elite taste in sports betting shows, right? You know what I'm saying? So we happy few. Oh, man. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm a little bit frazzled from the intensity of the week. That's okay. That's cool. Shout out to everyone. Kyle Leith, my favorite time of the day. Shout out to you, Kyle Leith. That's going on the poster. I know I've talked about this mythical poster for a long time of all the containing all of the comments of love that mean so much to me, so deeply much to me, that I'm going to collect them all and put them on a poster and hang them on my wall. And I am going to do that. Now that I'm in the United States, I'm going to go around to some of these stores and see how I can arrange for that to happen. Go back and, log all the comments and collect them all, copy and paste them all, put them in a poster. Shout out to you, Kyle Leith. Oh, man. Shout out to you, RB Fern. Great night last night. Always appreciate your input. Yeah, RB Fern, not every night's going to be that great. I say that all the time. And a perfect example of a night that probably isn't going to be as great as last night is tonight. Right? Tonight might go 9-3. Probably won't. You know what I'm saying? So you got to use money management, proper money management at all times, as I do. Right? But again, it's much better to be coming off of a winning night than a losing night. I'll tell you that. It's much better to have to say tonight's. It's much better to humble brag and say tonight's probably not going to be as great as last night. I mean, it might be, but probably not. As opposed to sitting here with that look of terror on my face that comes from a true feeling of terror inside of myself, and have to say well, last night was bad. Hopefully, we'll bounce back tonight. But if that happens 2 or 3 times in a row, the show and my whole betting career might be over. So it's great to be able to be coming off a winning night. It's also great to be able to come off a winning night and have sufficient sleep, which is not the case for me right now. But if I had to choose one, I'd rather be coming off a winning night. We're going to do this again tonight. Shout out to you, Jesse Nemeth. Bouncing back from live to Pete IC. Take some talent. LOL. Yes. Shout out to you, Jesse Nemeth. Rich G tonight is starting off not nearly as good. What do you mean? What do you mean, Rich G? I haven't even given any picks. What are you talking about, Rich G? What happened? How is it not starting off not nearly as good? What happened? What are you referring to there, Rich G? I did make some bets and give out to some of my Patreon people, which is just something that I'm doing because my boss / friend / associate told me I had to do that, and I was like, I really don't want to, but all right, fine, I will. I'd rather do that than make this show pay only. The Wichita State game is very interesting. Let's see what's going on in the 7:00 games. Let's just quickly scan it. Interesting stuff. Yeah, Cleveland State was one that I gave out, and I bet that one myself. I didn't understand why Cleveland State was such a small favorite and getting bet down. There's probably some today. I had a lot of work to do, so I was a little bit behind on my. I didn't get to do my full injury research that I normally like to have time to do. So maybe someone's out for Cleveland State. I don't understand why that line was so low, but I took it. Let's see, what else do we have? Georgia State game, very, very interesting. That line flipped. Youngstown State. I gave that one. Yeah, that was another one. Didn't understand the line, but I bet it. And Now they're down, but that's okay because again, the way that I bet things is I bet the first half, the full game, and it's part of a holistic approach to college basketball betting that I've talked about for years. Sometimes it's I'll like if the first half doesn't go as my pregame analysis expected, a lot of times that will translate into a big second half play where if it wins, I'll wind up a little bit. And if both of them win, which is also a possibility, then I wind up a lot. Or if the first half goes exactly the way, I was expecting pregame, then I don't do anything at halftime and then just go into the second half with a likely win on the full game stuff. So yeah. But again, as I've also said from the very beginning, my the most valuable by far stuff that I do for college basketball is the second half stuff, which I am giving out here in these plays for free. Let's see how things were going. The Charleston Elon game, that one I didn't give out, but that's another line move I didn't understand. I like the over at 140, and that one dropped to 137.5. So a lot of college basketball moves that I didn't quite understand. The St. Peter's game, I also didn't understand that one either. I bet it at 8.5. I didn't understand why it was such a big dog. I see now that very late it closed at 6.5, which makes sense to me. That line made so little sense to me. I didn't even bother mentioning it on Patreon, although it's looking relatively okay as of right now. St. Peter's is a team that has been pretty significantly undervalued recently. They also have a very unique team makeup. If you look at their box scores, it'll jump out at you immediately. A lot of these college basketball teams, especially at the mid-major level, have a couple of stars, a couple of decent players, and they have a rotation of like 5 or 6 guys, sometimes 7, stuff like that. St. Peter's rotates like 10 or 11 9 or 10 guys who get 10, 12 minutes a game, and no one who plays more than like 22 minutes. And it's very interesting. St. Peter's, very interesting team. They've been undervalued recently. Let's see what else is going here. Yeah, so I didn't understand the line moves in a lot of these 7 o'clock games, but I pulled the trigger on them anyway. Who cares? I mean, I care, but I did it, Again, though, those are things you can do when you have a long-term, overview, a long-term when you're on top of things as far as your betting is concerned, long term and in any individual day and night and any individual game, right? I bet size completely appropriately. I bet pregame in college basketball with the anticipation of making various adjustments at halftime, and overall, my system long term has been working. What can I say? Has it been, a super huge ROI? No, but the reason for that is that no one in sports betting has a super huge ROI. You guys know that, right? You know that, right? There's not all these professional guys, the professional sports bettors, the best of the best. What do you think they're hitting? What do you think their win rate is, right? Yes, in the tiny markets, props and stuff, some of those guys can hit, 60%, something like that. Yes, I know the best college football guys that I know hit in the low 60s with a small sample size, though, but low 60s long-term, big sample size over 10 years. Yeah, so markets like that, yes. Some places, I won't mention them, but, they're well known to be, legitimate professional handicapping outfits, historically have had great records in college basketball over big sample sizes, not 60%. Right? Like 56%-ish, 57%-ish. And that was years ago when the markets were a little bit less sharp, right? You guys understand all this, right? You know what I'm saying? You know that, right? The reason, the main reason that I don't hit 60% on my college basketball bets is because it's impossible. And you can't do something that's impossible, right? No one does that. I'll tell you one other just a little bit of wisdom, just to keep in mind, right? And then I'll start reading some comments. When these handicappers come in and say that they hit, they hit whatever percent on whatever sport, right? 60, I hit 65% in NFL or whatever, and this and that. The reason that the big math guys get so offended is not because those guys are claiming to be the best handicapper in that sport in the world. That actually might be possible. They get offended because they're claiming that the market is that inefficient, which it may be, but it's a massively bold claim. That is what upsets those guys so much. Just keep that in mind. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that little rant. Maybe you didn't. Let's see if anyone. Brian Malone, we know this, Pete, but it's always great to have it reiterated. Yeah, Brian, some people don't. I don't know who the hell's watching this. Maybe newbies, maybe some college kid who thinks that, who has some money issues in college, and other people seem to like me. I seem like a nice, honest guy and put up this record, and the kid thinks he's going to, do whatever I say and all of a sudden have $50,000 at the end of the college semester. I don't know who the hell's watching this. You know what I'm saying, Brian and Malone? So to anyone who just heard me, rant for a bunch of minutes about issues and concepts that they already know, I apologize. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Old school, how much did you make dollars-wise? I can't talk about that, QQQ Wilson. People who know my videos long-term know about the one issue that happened to me a bunch of years ago, which hamstrung everything for me long-term, having nothing to do with betting. People know about that. Let's see. Brandon Lee says, I'm a complete newbie, recent college grad. LOL, thanks for the knowledge. You see, there you go. So again, I apologize to Brian Malone but he says, it's always great to have it reiterated. Yes, that's another little piece of wisdom. Why do people go to church on Sundays? Why do people do that stuff once a week? Not to learn new shit, to be reminded of shit that it's easy and convenient to forget or to intentionally forget or something like that. The important hard things in life, you got to keep being reminded of. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's from someone else or from you or whatever. So there you go. CEO hot picks for you, new subscriber. What's going on? Not much. We're just waiting for the 7 o'clock halftimes to come up here. Adam Lastman, religion is bullshit. Yes, I'm not talking about religion with a uppercase R. I'm talking with a lowercase r. I'm just saying in general, it's important to be reminded of things of important things in life that you already know, so that you keep them not just in your brain as things but things that you're acting on, right? On the tip of your tongue, in the forefront of your brain, right? To be reminded, to have them in the forefront of your mind, and not to, allow yourself to sort of intentionally forget about it, because it's easy or convenient to forget about it. All right, there you go. Yes, it is vital, Brian Malone. It's absolutely vital to anyone new to the betting scene. The thing that kills me is well-intentioned people, not realizing what they're getting into with something, and having a result that hurts them in a way that they didn't anticipate. It just kills me. It doesn't kill other people. That's fine. Good for them. It kills me. All right, it kills me. There you go. Shout out to Arthur Meade Jr., one of the low baggers. Yes, Michael Lunday, Pete, great handicapping light with St. Bonaventure. Yeah, that one. Thank God. That's another thing you want to newbies should. This is something that they will. Maybe not have heard of before. Old timers know this, of course. When you're grading your picks and your bets and stuff like that, and you're looking at something that your bets that you have bet pretty big. In general, it should make you feel better if the margin of your victory is big, as the St. Bonaventure game was last night. Now, if St. Bonaventure had cashed, but by only a point or two, unless my distribution indicated that was an unusually likely result, which is sometimes the case, right? You guys know how distributions work, right? In general, if St. Bonaventure, that was a big bet, quote unquote big. If they had won by, if it had been close coming down to the wire and they had won by 1 or 2, I would have been damn thankful and damn relieved and damn happy. But I also would have been a little bit concerned. I would have been like, okay, should that have been a big bet, or maybe was I overshooting it a little bit? Again, these are all, think of them as weighted coins. Distributions of results, of likely results. All right, Dear Slayer Ski says, AIPP, shout out to you. All right, let's look at some other comments here. Benjamin, you're the GOAT, Pete. Greatest of all time is what that stands for. Thank you very much, Benjamin. That's going to be copied and pasted and gone and stuck on the poster. Benjamin, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Oh boy. All right, so we got about 8 or 10 more minutes before the second half start coming up. Let's look at some other comments. I just sort of talk about whatever comes to mind, whatever I think might be useful or entertaining to the people watching. So I have no idea exactly who's watching. So I guess who's watching based on who comments. And of course, I'm better at just speaking extemporaneously about whatever seems like a good idea in the beginning of the week when I'm well rested, as opposed to the end of the week when I'm a little bit sleep deprived, manic and crazy. Although it's fun when the winning is continuing. not fun with losing. All right, let's see. Arthur Meade Jr., Pete, I have a question. We'll be on for the baseball season for analysis on your Patreon page. Arthur Meade Jr., I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the baseball season, but again, I had a good baseball season this past year. Long-term viewers of my shows know that for the couple of years before that, when I was working at my former company, I had 2 straight, solid baseball seasons, which were about 2% ROI over a big sample size, using a lot of markets like team totals and first halves and stuff like that, second halves and whatever. But yeah, I had a good baseball season this year, which makes me, I'm looking forward to baseball season this next season. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it, but yeah, I'm going to be doing something, Arthur Meade, and I'll certainly let everyone know about it. EJV, shout out to you. I'll look for some other comments. Shout out to you, RB Fern. No expectations, Pete. I usually bet 1 or 2 times a week. Now, there's a guy who understands the concept of recreational betting for the purposes of enjoyment, not for the purposes of a manic, crazed attempt to save one's financial outlook. I like watching a few cappers in an attempt to help contradict my own thoughts. Thanks for doing this. Yes, that is what most people should be thinking and feeling when they are consuming sports handicapping content, right? It should be seen as a recreational pursuit until and unless you have a very good and strong reason to believe that you should be seeing it in a different light. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Rich G, shout out to you. Deer Slayer Ski. Let's see what we have here. QQQ Wilson, shout out to you. Jesse Nemeth, Adam Lastman, Kyle Leaf, my favorite time of the day. That's going on the let's see, what else do we have here? That's going on the poster. All right. Arthur Meade Jr., the good old days, Pete Lojack and Joe Duffy. Yeah, that man, I don't know what's going on with him behind the scenes, but he sure has had a hell of a career. Joe Duffy, my hat's off to you, Joe. You have really had a great career for yourself. Seems like a happy guy, happy with his situation in life, sitting there capping and selling picks. Man, the industry was, talk about different world in the 80s and even in the 90s. Completely different world for good and bad ways, for good and bad reasons. Let's see. Other comments coming in. Looking for comment. Yeah, Arthur Meade Jr., I'm interested in supporting you with a monthly pledge. Yeah, once again, I'm doing this Patreon because my boss/associate/friend told me I had to do it. I don't really want to do it, but I will do it. I share my bets and thoughts, and I answer people's questions and stuff like that. But it's mostly just a way, if you want to support me in some way and say thanks for these plays, which I do believe are actually worth tailing long-term if you use proper money management. And on the Patreon, I share some of my bets and thoughts and stuff like that. Not that I necessarily think they are tailable I think they're valuable. I do my research and stuff like that. And I do expect them to roughly break even or maybe be slightly positive at the end of the year, which I probably think that they will be. But it's not like these second half plays, which I felt very confident in. And obviously that's been okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? Much respect to Joe Duffy, Brenner, everything. All right. Okay, let's take a quick glance. 7:38 Eastern time. Let's take a quick glance at 7 o'clock games. Wichita State Memphis game is obviously very interesting. That's a super intense game. It's supposed to be an electric atmosphere there at Wichita State. Both teams ranked. Memphis, of course, highly touted team this year. A lot of highly ranked and rated youngsters. Team filled with talented freshmen and sophomores. So we'll see what kind of results we get from them. ATS at the end of the year. They might be a team that may turn elite. And if that does happen, they might have some strong ATS value, especially going up against the better teams at the end of the season. We'll see. Let's see. But they're definitely a team that I've got my eye on. Let's see. All right. One of the plays I gave on my Patreon was the first half over 71 Delaware JMU, 60 with 4 minutes to go. So that's going to come down to the wire. Cleveland State is now winning. You see? Now they're winning. I didn't understand the low line. I didn't understand the line movement. But I bet it. I gave it out, and there it is. The Troy game, very interesting. Oh, okay, the halftimes are about to come up. Youngstown State down by 4, okay, but I also gave the Oakland team total under, and that's looking pretty good. Let's see. Other things, other stuff. What else are we seeing here? Once again, on nights like tonight, I'm pretty much exclusively going to be doing major and mid-major second halves. The minor conferences, the added games, I'm going to skip unless there's a few seconds where I can check a line and run some numbers, which I did last night with the Longwood team total, I believe, right? And it was one of the winners. Without that, it would have been an only 8-3 night. But I did that last minute, ran the numbers, and that was a casher. But right now, we're going to look mostly at major and mid-major halftimes. Shout out to everyone watching this show. We happy few. This ain't for everyone. You are a part of a special elite group. No barrier to entry. The only barrier to entry is for you to be a sensitive and intelligent enough individual to understand why this is a good show. No, I don't know. Maybe it's not a good show. We're having a good time here. Walla Walla Dose, shout out to you. Capper John, shout out to you. Memphis is getting that ass handed to them. Yeah, well, this was, Memphis is, no matter how talented you are in college basketball, a young team playing a road game early in the season against a strong opponent, especially a team like Wichita State that has a strong home court advantage with an electric atmosphere and stuff, is always going to be in a difficult position. That game, I definitely didn't bet pregame. I did have a lean to the under though, but I didn't bet that one either. It was definitely a game that has second half written all over it. We'll see if there's a play here. I was thinking about taking the Wichita State team total under, because I was expecting it to be a relatively low-scoring game, which is happening right now. So, but in the end, I didn't pull the trigger on any of it. All right, let me pull up some stuff here, some sheets here. I do look at sheets and numbers and stats and everything. I don't pull these picks out of my ass. You know what I'm saying? You can't. If you start just pulling picks out of thin air, you will pretty quickly gravitate towards 50%, which is better than some cappers. You know what I'm saying? Some cappers should start doing that. And then they'd start getting closer to 50%, which would be an improvement. You know what I'm talking about. Let's see. All right, let me just pull up stuff here. Shout out to everyone. Here we go. Every night the pressure is the same shit. Every night the pressure, no matter how good the results were last night or the year or whatever, every night, here we go, pulling up the lines again. The pressure comes in. Here we go. It's like some kind of anti-Xanax. It's like some kind of anti-benzo. I feel like every time I pull these sheets up and all of a sudden the pressure starts building inside of me to give winning picks yet again, I feel like I've taken an anti-Xanax pill, which they don't have. But I wonder if they could invent like an anxiety-inducing pill. Cleveland State blowing them out. I didn't understand that line at all. Detroit is not a very good team. They have that one guard who's awesome, and he caused them to be undervalued when they first got him. That was back when a bunch of years ago. But around him, they don't have much, and Cleveland State has been a very impressive team this year, ATS-wise. I've gotten burned a few times betting against them. I didn't understand this line at all. And I did have the balls. Who knows what's going to happen the second half? Maybe Detroit will come back, but there you go. I don't know. Cleveland State looking good. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, man. I hope you're enjoying this show. I am a little bit tired right now relative to how I usually am on Mondays and Tuesdays. Might be more rested tomorrow because there's not going to be that much work that I have to do tonight. Tomorrow might be a fun show. Tune in tomorrow. Friday night. A manageable amount of games. I'm going to be 100% fully prepared for all those games. Probably going to be well rested. If tonight is another winning night, I'll be in a great mood. Tune in tomorrow night, and we'll have a little fun. Right now, we're going to try to make a little money from some of these Sunbelt halftime lines here. Troy. All right, this was an interesting game. I can't comment on it right now because I got to focus in here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, focus. All right, the numbers, they like Little Rock just a little bit here. Just a little bit. The money came in on Troy. I did a write-up of this, actually, on my Patreon because it was requested by someone. I said that I stayed off it. I understood why the money was coming in on Troy. I said that I thought it was a great spot for Troy. I thought Troy was better than they are statistically leading up to this game, that it was a great spot for Detroit. but for Troy, but I didn't want to bet against UALR. And here the numbers, well, they kind of like UALR just a little bit. Just a little bit, but they do. Just such a little bit, though. All right, you guys understand the deal with money management and bet sizing and everything right now. We'll make this a pick. UALR is going to be small, though. We're going to make it money line minus 140 small, graded small. The numbers do like it. Relatively high confidence, but a very, 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 very small edge. But we'll put it in there anyway. What the hell? You guys understand, I think, now how this stuff works, right? Bet size very appropriately. I grade things small, medium, big, and big. UALR, minus 140, graded small. Total is 73. What are the numbers like here? Total is 73. What do the numbers like here? They like the over a little bit, too. Again, just a little bit. Oh, boy. I do like it, though. All right, I'll make that an official play as well. Troy over 73. And this one is borderline small, medium small. Could go either way. I guess we'll make it could go either way. Give me 1 second. Let me run some secondary stuff here. Over 73, small or medium small. Normally if I weren't doing a show, I would just make a quick decision and that would be that, and it would be no big deal at all. But because we're doing the show, I'm so much more risk averse in all ways, shapes and forms. Always shapes and forms. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Just give me a moment here. Okay. Now we'll make it medium small. What the hell? Could be small or medium small, but we'll make it medium small. UALR minus 140 small, and then the over 73 graded medium small. Okay, hold on. No, don't freeze up on me here. All right. Okay, so that's that. Let's we spent a little bit too much time on that game. I don't want my computer to freeze up with those other numbers I pulled up. Let's see what else has come in. Don't freeze up on me here. Oh God. All right. Okay, the Youngstown State and the Georgia Southern games are out. Okay, Youngstown State and Georgia Southern. Sorry, just got to. All right, Georgetown State. We're Georgetown State. You see how tired I am? Anyone have a line on Georgetown? I'm like Rodney Dangerfield in Back to School. I like Georgetown State. All right, let's see. Georgia Southern minus 4 and 74.5. Let's look at that. Where are we? ULM plus 4 and 74.5. The numbers. I'm not seeing any team totals listed, actually. Plus 4 and 74.5. Yeah, the numbers do like a little bit the ULM team total over at like 35 or 35.5. And they like ULM at plus 4 just a little bit. But for now, let's quickly check the Youngstown State game. Hold on, let me pull that one up. the Youngstown State game. All right, hopefully this night will overall turn out decent. There you go, Cleveland State. They're winning. All right, so Youngstown State -2 and 70. The numbers, interesting. Interesting. Excuse me. What am I seeing here? Hold on. Sorry. All right. My computer's where the net is a little bit slow here. Well, the numbers don't like anything really. I was expecting it to like Youngstown State, but they don't, which is a little bit surprised, a little bit disconcerting, but it's okay. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Cleveland State +1.5, 74.5. So sometimes, once again, you can't force it, and sometimes the numbers don't like anything, and if they don't, you just have to accept it and move on, because if you force it, you lose, usually. Or no, if you force it, you're flipping a coin. Yeah, the numbers aren't really liking anything there particularly. Let me just look to see if there's anything else that might be more promising, because what I don't want to do is miss out on something that's really good. All right, so let's see. Let's see, the Lafayette, Georgia State game. Oh, that's a crazy one. The Lafayette, Georgia State game. Yeah, they kind of like the Georgia State team total under there. And a little bit the under. I really want to look at that James Madison game too. All right, we'll revisit Georgia State a little bit. Sorry, guys, I'm going as fast as I can and doing the best I can. But, I have to do my due diligence here. If I can't stand behind what I'm saying, then the whole thing will go to shit very quickly. You know that. All right, so let's see. I just want to look at the James Madison Delaware game. Charleston Elon is out. Yes, see, there you go. Look at that, the over. Why didn't I give that one? And there you go. The James Madison first half cashed easily. Why didn't I give out the I didn't. The fucking line movement spooked me. I was like, I can't tell the Patreon people to go do that. Look at this line movement. But I was right. The market was wrong. All right, the Delaware game. James Madison +1 and 80. What do we got here? God, unfortunately, nothing really. Numbers. Jeez. Small lean to JMU. Nothing. All right, let's look at William and Mary -6.5 and 74. What do the numbers say here, if anything? Yeah. Oh, see, I hate this shit. The number's like a big money line, a little bit. That's a fucking disaster. I hate that. Yeah, the number's actually like William and Mary -425 small, but I'm not giving out those big money lines anymore in these shows. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Plus, my overall record on it is a little bit iffy. So, I really want to check out Purdue, Michigan. Sorry, I'm doing the best I can, going as fast as I can here. Want to check out Purdue, Michigan. There's nothing really great coming up here. The Georgia State game under and team total under. I might revisit and give that one as a pick. Purdue, Michigan. Look at this. Hold on one second. There might be something here. Michigan minus 2.5 and 70.5. God, nothing. This does sometimes happen, you know. Sometimes there's just plays everywhere. Sometimes there's not. It's like being a farmer. And this one, nothing really. Pre-game lines like Purdue. I'm sorry, like Michigan minus 165 small. No, actually, they don't even. It doesn't. They don't even like it. It's not bettable. It's more than 50%, but not bettable. And then the total. Purdue, Michigan, nothing. Damn it! All right, let me see if there's something else, and then I'll go back to the Georgia State game. I'm sorry, guys, but hopefully I can. But it is looking like the Patreon stuff is going well, though. JMU already cashed. The other one's looking good. Youngstown State's not looking good, but I think the Oakland team total under is looking good. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, we looked at everything. Siena St. Peter's, we'll look at that. UTSA. All right, let's look at that. Let me just quickly look at the Georgia State game again. Louisiana Lafayette and Georgia State. Yeah, they like the all right, Georgia State team total under 39. I'll make that a play. It was minus 105 before. Now I'm seeing just 110. So Georgia State under 39, minus 110, and that's graded medium small. Georgia State under 39, minus 110. And also a little bit like the under at 78. Less, though. A lot less. If I gave that as a pick, it would just be graded small. Yeah, I can't give that one as a pick. All right, let's just move on to UTSA and then the Siena game, see if we can find something there. Sorry, again, you can't force it. You cannot force it. St. Peter's is – see, again, why didn't I just give that fucking out on Patreon? I bet it. Plus 8.5. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but they're winning now. Man. Minus 5 and 68.5. The line didn't make any sense to me. I really gotta start having more confidence with my pregame lines where the market moves against me. I did beat a line move though in the one game I gave on the overnight was Washington State Cal under 136.5. That one dropped to 133, which is nice to see. Even though that line move might be wrong too. All right, St. Peter's, Siena. The numbers like the over. And they like the St. Peter's team total over, which will be a play. That will be a play. St. Peter's over 32, and also going to make the over a play, but that'll be a play. St. Peter's over 32, and that is medium or medium big. Yeah. St. Peter's over 32, that will be graded medium big. Medium big. Okay. St. Peter's team total over 32, and the numbers also like the over, which now jumped to 69, which is not good. They still like that one a little bit, but less. And that will be a, sure, all right, that'll be a play. The Siena game over 69, we'll make that one medium small. Medium small. Siena game, St. Peter's over 69, and the St. Peter's team total over, that's graded medium small, and the St. Peter's team total over, which is graded medium big. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the Louisiana Tech UTSA. Let's see if we can find that one. Louisiana Tech and UTSA. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're entertaining yourselves amongst yourselves. Hope, you know. I hope this grows into something where I can do it full time. You have no idea how much I would. You have no idea. Well, some people do. If I can do this shit full time and have control over what I do, Trust me, it'll be a good show. Trust me. And if I have a little bit of a marketing push behind it and a little bit of a production budget behind it. All right. I can't be spazzing out like this while there's a game going on here. All right, let's look at this. Sorry about that. I lost it a little bit there. I know I lost it a little bit there. Sorry about that. I apologize. All right, the UTSA game. Come on, especially when my computer freezing up a little bit. Come on. All right, the UTSA team total under is looking like it might be a play here. Yeah, that's going to be a play. UTSA team total under 37. That's going to be a play. That's medium or medium big. The UTSA team total under. That's going to be a play. And that will be graded. That will be graded. It's borderline medium or medium big. We'll grade it medium. The numbers also like under 80. They also like that, under 80. Hold on one second. The numbers also like under 80. A little bit less, but they like it. Yeah. Okay, we'll make that a play as well. UTSA under 80. That's going to be graded medium small. All right, some things are coming up now. UTSA team total under 37, medium, and the under 80, medium small. And they also like the Louisiana Tech team total under at 43.5 minus 105 as well. And we'll make that one a play too. Louisiana Tech under 43.5 minus 105. Let me get the bet in. Under 43.5 minus 105. That's going to be a play as well, and we will grade that one. Medium. Graded medium. Louisiana Tech team total under. So UTSA team total under, Louisiana Tech team total under, and the both teams under. Okay. Now let's see if there's anything else that we missed. What is it? What's coming in? Oh, the Elon game. Damn it! I don't know if you can't even look at that because I like the over. I bet it at 140. And it went down to 137.5. And when I saw that, I didn't even give it to the Patreon people because I was like, well, obviously I'm wrong here. But I was right. The market was wrong. No, you can't think that way. One individual game does not mean anything or prove anything. It is suggestive, though. That it is suggestive. Let's see. What are these? Plus 6.5 and 75. Well, the numbers like Elon a little bit. Look at that. Numbers like Elon a little bit. This is even one where the money line plus 305 could be a possibility. Look at that. Numbers like Elon a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Wow. All right, I'm not going to take 305, although the numbers do like that a little bit as well. I'll make Elon plus 6.5 a play officially, and that will be graded medium small. Elon plus 6.5, medium small. This is another one where I've talked about this before, right? I've talked about this many times. You have a home dog that is winning at the half. A lot of times they get blown the F out in the second half, and I am very bad at it. But again, the numbers don't back me up. I got to look. That's one thing I really have to look into. I need to find some time to look into that a little bit more. But as of right now, yes, I'll make Elon plus 6.5 a play medium small, though probably I should have made that one graded small. And the numbers also a little bit like the Elon team total over. Just a little bit, and yeah, I'll make that one a play as well, but that's going to be graded small. Elon over 34 small. That's a play that's graded just small. Elon team total over small 34. That's an official play. Team total over 34. All right, let's the Memphis Wichita State game. There it is. All right. I hope we didn't miss it. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Doing my best here to do everything that I possibly can. All right, Wichita State up by 6. Let's check it out. minus 1.5 and 75.5. Let's look at this. 1.5 and 75.5. Let's look at this. Let's see what the numbers say here. The numbers, I was afraid of this. The numbers like Memphis. Not a huge amount, but they like it. Oh, God. But Wichita State is such a tough place to play at home. That's another thing I need to factor in more, I guess. Team home, but even that is hard to factor in because the spot matters as well. I've done some research into that, and I found that it's just a little harder for me to if I had more time and more intelligence, I could do it, but the home edge, obviously, and we know this, it's just common sense that it matters more in various games, in various times of the year, and in various spots than at other times. Obviously, certain teams have a much bigger home court advantage than others, but even within teams, it varies from point in the season to point in the season. Damn it. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, I'll do it. Memphis plus 1.5. I'll make that one an official play, even though betting against Wichita State at home. Oh, God. Please don't let this lose. Plus 1.5. All right, I'm going to grade that one medium small. Memphis plus 1.5, medium small. The numbers say do it, so I'm going to do it. But I think I've expressed how I feel about Wichita State at home. The numbers like it, though. Plus 1.5. Memphis, medium small. That's actually borderline medium, according to these numbers. According to these numbers, but I'll just make it medium small. They like it. It's a solid medium according to these numbers. Again, Memphis, a young team, playing a quality team at home in an electric atmosphere. I could easily see Memphis tying this game up and then Wichita State getting pissed and winning by 15, You know how college basketball goes. All right, but that's an official play. Memphis plus 1.5, medium small. And the total, let's see what the numbers say. The numbers did just jump to 115. That's nice to see. The total. Yeah, nothing really. All right, I think that's about it. Let me see if so we got some picks in. Early on in this session, there was a bunch of nothings, a bunch of passes, but a lot of stuff came in. Yeah, I guess that's about it. All right, let me close everything out. Let me quickly check to see if maybe there's any added games that have popped up that we might be able to, take a gander at. No, nothing there. All right. I think we got everything, Hope you're enjoying this. I do the best I can to make all my shows as good as possible, but especially this one, because it's only me. Okay. Scanning around at some of the other stuff that's going on. All right, let's sit back, look at some comments, see what's going on. Yeah, Cleveland State blowing them out. Look at that. Cleveland State blowing them out. Okay. Let me just gather my wits here. I'm just eyeballing some of this stuff. And let me pull up the schedule. I forgot what's going on as far as like the 7:30 and the 8 o'clock games and everything. I'm going to come back into the comment section in 1 second. I just want to pull up a schedule sheet here. Man, I hope these just a nice little 1-unit positive day would be fine. That's all I need. I know that's asking a lot coming off a big winning day and a nice winning week, but just a positive 1-unit day for tonight would be great. What the hell's going on here? All right, I don't know. Okay. Sorry, let me look at this. Hold on one second. Yeah. Nothing really coming up 7:30, and then the 8 o'clock stuff, a big 8 o'clock slate. All right, let's just look at the comment section here. Jeez. Okay. Nasty Nate, this is better than hot pizza. That's going on. That's going on the poster. B-Boy I Am, Love Man, shout out to you. Ernest Huffman, shout out to you. Deer Slayer Ski. Rich G, I was on the under pregame. Under what? I have no idea which. Michael Lunday, any thoughts on Oregon, Arizona? Any thoughts on Oregon, Arizona? No, but I can tell you one associate of mine. I don't know if he is okay with me, name if he wants me to promote him or whatever. I do promote him in various ways. One associate of mine who the last game he tipped me that he said he really, really liked was Vanderbilt, which cashed. And I mentioned that, on the show, I think. Vanderbilt, he was like, I like Vanderbilt. I liked it too, and I bet it. But that was another one where I was like, I just don't know if I can give this out publicly because I don't feel confident about it. He liked Vanderbilt. Shout out to that guy. He chatted with me again, and, I think he kind of likes Oregon. I'm not going to tell you why. If he wants me to promote him on this show, I certainly will, but I don't want to, do anything that he wouldn't want me to do. But suffice to say, one guy that I respect and who gave me a pick, same deal yesterday, which cashed easily, says he likes Oregon. I did look at that game. I thought nothing of it. The Pac-12 games that I looked at, I did on my Patreon give out the Washington State Cal game at 136.5 on the overnight line. That one dropped to 133. And the Oregon game I looked at, I don't know why I didn't see anything, probably because I just wasn't seeing it correctly. But someone I respect likes Oregon. I can tell you that. I'm happy to share that with you. Let's see what else we got. Ron Lofton played the Wichita State second half under. Yeah, I mean, seems like that, that's my numbers said nothing. My numbers said pass on the total on that one. But it stands to reason that there will be defensive intensity again in the second half with this kind of with that kind of an atmosphere. Rich G is on Oregon -3. Michael Lunday. Jesse Nemeth is on Oregon. Okay. There you go. The opinions coming in, Michael Lunday. I can tell you a guy that I respect likes Oregon as well. Let's see. Some other comments. Benjamin, great show, Pete. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. Let's see. I'm looking for some other comments. Comments. Where are we? Slugger Cards for Life. Louisiana Tech under 81. Top 15 defense will pick it up. Yeah, that was a game that I gave as a pick, didn't I? Yeah, I gave that one as a pick. Yes, definitely. Shout out to you, Slugger Cards for Life. Slugger Cards for Life also like Detroit -1.5. Really? Okay. I don't know, man. That Detroit team, I just they've got that guard. I forgot his name. He's legit awesome. Other than that, they're a questionable team, which is fine because there's a lot of questionable teams in the Horizon League. Cleveland State is not one of them, in my opinion. And I didn't understand the line, such a low line, and then it moved from like 2 to 1. And I just I was baffled and flummoxed and hornswoggled. But I found the courage to bet it. And then when I found the courage to bet it, I found the courage to give it out. And we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I don't understand. I didn't have any plays on that one. Let's see other comments here. People were commenting on their opinions on the shows, which is of course wonderful. I wish I had the time to look at your opinions on the second half lines, but I don't even have enough time to gather all of my opinions on the second half lines, let alone read your comments on it. Let's see. Hold on one second. Let's see. Slugger Cards for Life. Shout out to you. we talking about here? Let's see. Slugger Cards for Life saying he gave out 2 winners in a chat. Yeah, please go for it. Please hand out winners to each other. Hand out picks. Slugger Cards for Life. Yes, please give all your stuff here. Let's see. So this Flick My Bic, the small, medium, big terminology is relative to unit size, right, Pete? I can't remember if you used the unit-based system or not. Yes, I will make a video. I know I've been saying it for a long time. This weekend I will really try to do it. Yes, it's basically it's a multiplier. Small I multiply by 1, medium small by 2, medium by 3, medium big by 4, and big by 5. And I do the regular unit size. The normal things that people do, except I make the 2 win and 2 risk amounts equal to the same amount all the time. And I set it to 2.1. And I do that so that, it's that a minus 110 line is a standard 1.1 unit to win 1 unit, right? But then if I have, like a big favorite, it won't be like a minus 300 favorite. Again, it won't be three units to win 1. It'll have the 2 win and the 2 risk amounts also add up to 2.1. So it'll wind up being like, 1.53 units to win 0.51 units, right? As the base, and then I multiply that by the multiplier, and the same thing goes for the underdog. So that's the way I'm grading all this stuff, and I do that for a specific reason. Yes, but the small, medium, big, all that terminology is just to grade the strength of the plays relative to each other, because of course with all markets, but especially with the college basketball second half markets, you can relatively quickly and easily wind up going up against limits, and limits matter a lot. So my grading is just a way of measuring the plays for myself, the strength of the plays relative to each other. Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's see. A lot of comments here. Shout out to everyone. Oh, man. Flick My Bic says it's called Adderall, Pete. What is that referring to? I don't know. No, tonight I am just on, it's called coffee. Let's see. RB Fern says, Pete, it's Thursday night. You've only been doing the live show for a few weeks and currently have more than half the live. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't want to. Oh, thank you, RB Fern. I thought he was, I don't want to get in competition with anyone or get into any fights or squabbles with anyone. Just want to be able to have a nice little life, give a couple picks here and there, make a couple jokes here and there, and think about the nature of existence for a few 15-minute periods of time here and there. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want out of life. Brandon Lease, question: you usually do pretty good in March Madness pools? Yeah, a few years I did great. I did great in. Again, another rule of this show is I don't mention books unless they pay me. And as of now, no books pay me, so I don't mention any books. But there's one book that has a nice March Madness contest that I did very well in one year. A couple of other years I did shitty. March Madness pools are very interesting because obviously the format is what's most important, and a lot of formats are not great. A lot of formats make it wind up being, mostly about luck, where like the best strategy was just to like pick all the favorites and stuff like that. So the format matters a lot, and a lot of the standard formats, especially like the standard office pool March Madness style formats, are not that great. There are some formats though that are awesome, and I do love those. And yeah, I've done well a few times. I've done crappy a few times. When I first went to my old job, the first year, they let me in the March Madness pool that year, and I won it. And then they were like, I was like, but you said I could be in it. And they were like, well, we weren't expecting you to win. I was like, and they were like, all right, you're not in any more pools from now on. I was like, okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Mr. Gokster, shout out to you. Oh, yeah, people talk about NHL. I would love to talk about NHL. Don't really have it. Oh, actually, a couple of these 7:30 games are coming up. Why don't we take a look at those, shall we? You want me to? I mean, why not? That's what we're here for, right? I mean, why not? Meantime, Memphis getting blown out. Well, not blown out, but down significantly. That's not good, not unexpected. Maybe I shouldn't have pulled that trigger. Who knows? But I did. St. Peter's game not going great, but we'll see. Let's see. Oh, boy, some of these plays. Hopefully this isn't a crappy night here. Man, some of these results not looking so promising. The early returns. All right, let's just look at a few 7:30 games, and then we'll wrap this show up. We have the Middle Tennessee State, which is interesting game, and the Eastern Kentucky, which might be interesting. Let's just see. And then we'll wrap this show up. I do like to, address comments. And then when if I start addressing a bunch of comments, all of a sudden the next round of halftimes are up. Okay, hold on. Let's just look for this, and it'll be done in a moment. Marshall, Middle Tennessee. It's an interesting one. I don't know if that's going to have anything for the second half, though. We'll wrap this up in a moment. Shout out to everyone who supports me and watches this show and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Thursday nights are tough for me as far as, giving out shout outs and love and entertainment value is concerned, because it's the end of the insanity run of days in college basketball. So it's tough, a little frazzled Thursday nights, but you know what I'm trying to say here, right, everyone? You know that I really deeply and profoundly appreciate everything that the people who support me and say nice things about me do for me. All right, let's quickly look at this. Middle Tennessee State, +1 and 79.5. Well, the numbers like Middle Tennessee just a little bit. Another one, just a small edge, according to these numbers. Yeah. But again, they do like it. Let me just quickly examine something here. Yeah, they do like it a little bit. They like Middle Tennessee State just a little bit. Let me just quickly examine something here. Bet you're all wondering what I'm looking at here. Interesting stuff. I'm thinking and looking. Yeah. All right. Hold on one second. I can do this because there's not a lot of other games coming in. I have the small luxury of looking at some subsets here of numbers, which ideally I would like to do for every game that I look at, every second half line I analyze, but I don't. I can't. Those are the kinds of things that keep the market beatable for people who are experienced in it. Yeah. Yeah, the numbers like Middle Tennessee a little bit, but I cannot make that an official play. Marshall's an impressive team. I don't have to tell you that. Anyone who follows college basketball a little bit knows that this is a freaking impressive team, and especially ATS-wise. Okay, yeah. Cannot pull the trigger on that. A more in-depth look says no, don't do it. Looking at some other numbers here. We're going to wrap this show up in a second. It's pretty interesting, though, what these numbers say. Always interesting to see what the numbers have to say. They seem to like the Marshall team total under a little bit as well. That's certainly interesting. Marshall, of course, a very impressive offensive team. Efficient, high scoring. Let me do a little bit of more in-depth research into that. The Marshall team total under at 40.5. They're liking that a little bit. Let me just do a little bit of investigation here. We're going to wrap this show up soon, everyone. And then we're going to have a nice, relaxed time tomorrow. And then we're going to call it a week. And then we're going to do it all over again on Monday, right? Let me just... these sheets are slow to load here. Sorry. Yeah. All right, this is probably going to be a pass. Usually my more in-depth, yeah. All right, sorry. That game's a pass. And we'll take a quick glance at the Eastern Illinois game. And then we'll call it a night. Maybe we'll call it a night now. If my computer's freezing up a little bit. Yeah, sorry. Maybe this is a sign telling me to wrap it up now. Is the stream still going? Yeah, the stream's still going. Slugger Cards for Life. Smash the like. Thank you very much, Slugger Cards for Life. I appreciate that. Dear Slayerski says, thank you for your time. David Hutton says, good stuff. Love making the show part of my nightly routine. Shout out to you. That's probably going to go on the poster as well. Maybe I'll slide it into a calendar if I make a calendar for myself too. Shout out to you, David Hutton. Mr. Gokster. Ron Lofton, thanks for giving us your time, Pete. No, thanks for giving me your time, Ron Lofton. Viral Video, thanks, Pete. No, thank you, Viral Video. Ron Lofton, Youngstown State has it going second half. Yeah, the numbers, my pregame lines said take Youngstown State second half. The halftime line said pass, so I passed. But, I didn't understand the pregame odds. Interesting stuff. Let's see, what else do we have? Anything else? Any other comments? No, all right. Let's see. Silvano Castro was spamming. Jesse Nemeth, thanks, Pete. You're great. No, you're great. Jesse Nemeth. You guys like that shtick? I kind of like it. The turning the compliments around and saying, no, you're the compliment. It's true and also funny to me. All right, the Eastern Kentucky game. Let me just look at this. 5.5 and 80. Numbers say nothing. A lot of times these numbers will say nothing. They probably should say, I expect them to say nothing more than they actually do. Yeah. Well, they very small lean to the under is what they say, actually. Very small lean to the under. A bettable lean. I'm actually going to bet that, but I'm not going to give it out as a play. Eastern Kentucky, under 80. Oh, they do like that, actually. It's bettable. It's a bettable line there, according to these numbers, which, as I've said, are definitely not the best, but appear so far to be good enough. You feel me? Oh, boy. All right, let me just make one final decision here about Eastern Kentucky, and then we'll wrap up the show, and then I'll see you all again tomorrow. Yeah, pass on that one. Although, pass and make an official play. Can't do it. Not going to do it. Maybe I'm being a little bit cowardly here, but that's all right. Okay. Interesting show tonight. Nice show. Shout out to you, Arthur Mead. Wait, Pete, Morehead State -0.5. Wait, what's he talking about? Is there a halftime lineup? Morehead State? What? What are you talking about? The Morehead State game? Wait, hold on. If that game is up, then I'll look at it. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll look at that one. We're going to look at that one. Morehead State. -1.5 and 74.5. I gave out the Edwardsville team total over 65 on my Patreon, which I think is probably not looking great. Although the OVC is so, oh God, come on. The OVC is so, like if I had to bet on not on a game but on a conference, that has the most fixed shenanigans going on, I'd probably take a shot with the OVC. That would probably be my bet. I would bet on OVC as the most fixed conference in college basketball. Numbers here like, what do they like? What do they like? What do they like? Nothing. Hold on. Sorry. I know these last few minutes have been a little bit boring. Although no, my OVC comment, I think that was pretty entertaining. I think that was a funny bit there. The numbers, yeah, nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing. The numbers said pregame. The pregame numbers say pass on the total, but the halftime numbers spit out under. So the halftime numbers like under a little bit. Pregame numbers say pass on the total. And as longtime viewers of this show know, I like it. Well, I have two ways of analyzing these lines, and I prefer it when they are pointing in the same direction. When they're both pointing in the same direction relatively strongly, that's when you start to get a little excited. You know what I'm saying? But and when one says pass and the other likes something, that's when the art of it comes in, right? That's when the art of it comes in. And here the pregame numbers say pass on the total, but the halftime likes the under a little bit, and the halftime The halftime likes Morehead State team total under just a little bit, but yeah. Sorry, we're going to pass on that, but yeah. All right, that's it. Now we'll wrap up the show. I think we made enough picks. Arthur Mead says thank you for a great night, Peter. You're very, very welcome. Jesse Emma says thanks, Pete. You're great. Thank you very much. Leonard Porsche, shout out to you. Alex Ramirez, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone. That's it. We'll wrap up the show, and we'll be doing this all again once again tomorrow night, Friday. See you all then.